Hey folks, welcome back to Maypole Farm, and you join me as we bring the Merlot back down to the farm because I think we're going to need it back down here, because the cows certainly need some feed topping up, and then the job for the rest of today is to get baling done and finished. And then we will progress to harvesting the carrots. So, yeah. Another busy day on the farm. The goal is working towards the BGA, obviously. Maybe not obviously, because, I don't know how closely you pay attention to what I'm doing on here. Maybe you're just a casual observer of my videos. Maybe you're super enthralled. Who knows? But yeah, the goal is to work towards the BGA so that we can better manage our manure, so that we are less penalised by red tape for having lots of poop on the farm. And it'll make us more money, which is all a good thing. Yeah, so we will likely be adding in the moisture mod very soon as well. I'm waiting for Oz to do the next update, and then we will be adding that. That is going to add a complication for us, primarily because these. We're going to need to get these under cover, because otherwise they will rot through the winter when it rains. So yeah, that is going to be an issue for us, which we will need to deal with. So yeah. I did adjust the bale size last time. Yay me, I was organised. So yeah, we're going to need to look at that. That means we're going to need to either clear some space in our existing shed or build another shed. Now we have the grant system in red tape, so we could apply for a grant, but that takes 6 months for approval, which is not really going to work for us. So I think step number one will be moving some stuff out of the existing shed and moving the hay bales into that shed. That will get us covered, or the bales covered more importantly, for the immediate future. And we'll just have to top up some of our kit, I guess. It's like going back to old seasons and having to worry about bales rotting and things. So I should take a step back. One of the features that Oz has added to the updates to the moisture mod that he's been working on is bales will rot, and swaths will rot, which is freaking awesome. So if you, like previously when we made hay last time, it rained overnight. That would have messed us up big time. So yeah, when we add the moisture mod in, we are going to be much more cognizant of the weather, like we used to have to be way back in FS19, because for the last two versions of the game, we've not had to worry about what the weather's doing when we're doing grass work. You could do grass work in the snow pretty much in Farm Sim and it wouldn't matter. That's not going to be the case anymore. Things are gonna get harder, and what have I been bleating on about for the last few videos? The game's too easy, because it has been too easy. This is going to make it harder, which is good. It's what I want. I want more of a challenge. So, yep, that'll be cool. The advice from Oz was to wait for the next update, because he's adding in a bunch of features that have been being discussed and a bunch of improvements to the features that are in there. So that's what I'm doing. And I guess we're at kind of a weird point to add it, maybe or maybe not, because we'll be going through a winter with a load of bales, so I guess it's a good point to check that things like sheds are working, and you know, if we have any odd behavior, I will be making use of F12 to deal with any issues that we get adding it into the save, because it's an in development mod and there might be bugs and things. So yeah, but I am, between that and red tape, things are getting good. Today on Mod Hub, so it's Wednesday, just late on Wednesday. With the following wind, this video will be coming out on Thursday. Today, I'm pretty sure today anyway, Chisel released a crop rotation mod. I haven't added that in yet because I'm not sure how it's going to interact with things like red tape, which have a crop rotation feature. Now, they don't affect the crop as much as they penalize you, I think, with like the red tape system for having bad rotation. So I think they should be okay because the crop rotation mod impacts yield. So I think they will work together okay, but I didn't want to just install it willy or indeed nilly and then have issues. So I'm going to have a little bit of a play, but you guys know I love my crop rotation stuff. Might change what we do on the farm because we'll be looking at how we can optimize our crop rotations. So yeah. So excited about playing the farming game again. I am so far ahead on, or so far behind, depending on how you look at it, on Kinlag. It's stupid. I've just finished editing episode 11 of that. My laptop's literally just finished rendering the video, so hopefully I can get that sorted. So it might be a Maypole farm day today and a Kinlag day tomorrow. I might squeeze 3 videos out on Thursday because I would like to catch up on the Kinlag videos, to be honest, because I'm enjoying playing that save so much, but I don't want to get too far ahead. Yeah, so I might see if I can get another one of those videos finished tomorrow, depending on how my day goes, because I'm away with work, and tomorrow looks like a pretty savage day. But today was a pretty savage day as well, so who knows. Now, a bunch of you know, when I travel with a shed load of tech, or you might not. So I built a computer to travel with, and I ended up. It was sort of built for when I was doing the little bit of streaming that I did. It was sort of built because my old laptop was not great for doing recording on, because it had issues with recording voice. And with how life changed, I was doing less of my recording on the computer that I had upstairs in the spare room, more of my recording downstairs. And so the computer that I built that I can travel with and I can do all that on is small, fits in a backpack, and I travel with that as well. And then I've got the laptop stuff. And I always end up spending, like, in theory, it's really quick to set up. I say always. Sometimes I'll turn up at a hotel, I'll plug it all in, and I'll just start playing games and stuff. And then last week when I was away, I had some trouble. Having trouble uploading videos. I think I said I did a post because I couldn't upload videos. And part of the faff around that was transferring files between computers, because the video files that I create are huge. And so last week I brought myself a network switch to travel with so that I can make a mini network while I'm away from home. Yes, I know I'm a massive IT geek. And so I was messing around with setting that up when I got to the hotel, which in theory is really quick. But then I sat and edited the Kinlag video. And I was trying to transfer the edited video file to my laptop to render it so that I could then start recording this. And in theory, that process is quite quick because I tend to do that routinely anyway, because I tend to try and sync my edit files between all three of the computers that I regularly use. So I use DaVinci Resolve to edit, and I try and sync the DaVinci Resolve library between all three computers. So when I'm traveling or whatever I'm doing, I've got all of the edit files. And I'd synced my main editing computer up to my laptop before I left. And then I tried to sync my laptop to the gaming computer that I do most of my gaming on, which is what I was using to edit today. And if I should have edited on my laptop, because that's what I wanted to render on, but I didn't for some reason. And then when I tried to sync it back, it wouldn't sync properly. It was saying it was synced, but it wasn't. So the edit wasn't appearing on the laptop, and I ended up wasting like 20 minutes doing that, when it would have been quicker, because the render was really quick. It would have been quicker just to render it on the computer that I edited it on. But you know, when you're tired and you're like me, you have a way in your head that you want to do things, and that's what you try and do, and it didn't work. So yeah, that was the story of a big chunk of my evening. How was your evening? Did you have a good evening? Statistics, 24 bales. That's not bad. Not bad off of that cover crop. Yeah, that was my evening, or a chunk of my evening. I got to the hotel later than I normally like to. Well, I was in the office, for a... Sorry, I just hit the mic there. I didn't need to hit the mic. I was in the office for a full day at work. Actually, a longer day at work than I would normally do if I was in the office. And then had to drive to where I am overnight for a full day of work tomorrow. And then I'm staying overnight tomorrow as well. So yeah, it meant today was a much longer day than I would have liked. It was actually a longer day than I would have done if I was in the office and then drove home. But driving home wouldn't have helped, because I would have then been even further away than I needed hey buddy, I would have been even further away from where I need to be tomorrow than I am now, because I'm like 50 minutes from where I need to be tomorrow, and that means I can sleep in the morning, which is quite nice. Oh, I was going to use Autodrive to deliver the milk, wasn't I, to generate some cash. If we can do that, shall we? What I've done is just set up a my farm point to bring it back to, because I haven't tweaked the whole Autodrive network yet around here, because obviously the Autodrive network that I downloaded assumes this is a sawmill lumber yard thingy. So yeah, which it's not. It's a normal farmyard now. But anyway, so what we're going to do is change it to deliver. I'm struggling to remember my modes. That I'm going to do just a deliver, and we'll deliver to the dairy, and we are able to tab to it, so we should be okay. Dairy delivery point. Off you go. And we can go wrap some bales. We've still got a decent amount of bale wrap. So let's get this job done. And then I think we're going to need to feed the cows. So, and that should then leave us free to get the carrots harvested next game day. Without it hopefully being too late. So, yeah. No, I don't want to fold. Clearly that was the wrong button. Turn on automatic drop. So we're going to collect the bales at some other point because we can't spread slurry now. We can spread manure, I think, though. So, and we probably should because we are overstocked on manure. But we're going to leave the bales in the field until we have lifted the carrots. I think that's sensible. Just keeping an eye on Autodrive. I fear it's got stuck because time is not decreasing. And I can't actually tab to it, it seems. So what are you doing, dude? Oh, this is just going to be a super strength job to fix. It's supposed to be saving us time, not costing us more time. Let's leave the auto drive window open, just in case. Just in case they get stuck again. Time stop dropping again. Can't even see where it is. No, it's maybe still going. Maybe still going. Yeah. 236. Where the heck's it gone to get to the dairy? Because the dairy's there. And you're back there. Okay. That makes absolutely zero sense. Gotta love Autodrive. You gotta love Autodrive. Oh well. It's not, it doesn't massive, and it's got stuck again. In exactly the same way. What exactly are you trying to do? Could you be less rubbish, please? And thank you. That would be really nice. Did I mention I haven't used Autodrive much? Do you wonder why? Actually, I didn't know it was going to be this bad, to be honest. Maybe I should have traffic turned off. Oh, it's just got really dark. Actually, one of the things that I dislike about the fact that Giant's engine is used for the car racing game is the nights aren't... So I've only raced through the night on there once. The nights aren't very dark because it uses Giant's lighting settings. And it's kind of Giant's dark. Which you guys know what that means. I mean, you know, I could play without the headlights on and it wouldn't be awful for me. It's not great for content, so we will put the lights back on. And the volumetric fog kind of isn't brilliant, so maybe we will drive like we're in a car and it's foggy and we won't put our main beams on. You know? Oh, I can't remember who I was talking to. I was on a rare occasion, I was traveling for work with someone else in the car. I don't do it very often, and I'm a travel man, which will surprise not, some of you will not be shocked by that. And it was foggy, and we were talking about how many people certainly in the UK do not understand the purpose of fog lights and how lights work when it's foggy. And you can sort of demonstrate it with this in that, because you do actually get the backscatter off of the fog if your lights are too bright, even in a farming game. And yeah. Okay, we don't seem to have delivered any milk yet, Autodrive. So where are you now? Oh, you're nearly there. Well done. It's only taken you like 5 minutes. But I guess it's 5 minutes that I didn't have to do too much work. We do need to try and bring you back. So let's go visit them. And we'll set this to... I guess it'll be under default. Yep, my farm. Let's see if you can find your way back to that. Good luck, everybody. Good luck, everybody. I'm guessing by the time it's delivered 1 load of milk, we will have completely wrapped all of the bales. Let's have a little peek at the old red tape. And I'm curious on our tax situation. Got a nice little loss going on. We like that. We've got a brand demo for that cruddy little trailer still. A brand demo for like a nice big tractor. I guess that doesn't kick in until we're much, much more advanced down the line of red tape. While we're a low rating on our policies and stuff, we probably don't get the juicy things. I assume that's how it works. Yeah. Oh. Get that one. Nearly there. We want to try and make sure we wrap all of the bales, because we should get into the habit of behaving like we have moisture installed, because we soon will. So let's come up here and spin round, ready for this one. Has the truck made it back? That's the truck. It's supposedly 11 seconds away. Do I believe them? Fair enough. Good job, Autodrive. Why couldn't you have delivered it that quickly, eh? Hey? Alright. Let's get the rest of it in. Well, that didn't go very well, did it? Back up. Milsh. Cows. We've got 3,000 food left. Okay. We do need to quite soon think about giving them some food. This we want to send off to the dairy. Yeah, I think that's going to drop to 0 once the clock ticks over, so we will have to feed them within the next hour. That's okay, that's okay. I think getting the bales wrapped and getting the feeding done will be a nice little video. And about my limit of what I can cognitively process in a day. So that all works for me. All works for me. Let's see how Autodrive does this time. I probably won't take you through all of the feeding because we're going to need to mix a good 3 mixers full of food, which takes a little while. There's another bale there. I'm trying to logically work my way down the field and scanning the field with the headlights. So I've got another 4 by the looks of it after this. Or in the way. There we go. Yeah. Right, let's go get those 2, then we'll get the other 2. I think that's done. We will scan the field afterwards. Give it a quick double check. But yeah, nice little job. Means we've got the whole of November 2 to lift the carrots and put the grass cover crop in. Unless I've added in crop rotation and it changes what we decide to plant. But yeah, that looks like, if I turn the headlights off, do I get a better view? Not really. That looks like we've got everything. Let's say the Merlot doesn't have great lights for working in the field. But it's a good, it's doing an okay all-round job. And Autodrive seems to be doing a better job, although it appears to have got stuck. So let's, of course, I'm saying nothing, folks. I'm saying nothing. Wow, you really got yourself stuck there, love. Yep. Good job. Love. Ease up, love. You're going to give someone an issue. And you're trying to go without the trailer. And the trailer's quite important. Wow, she really got that stuck, didn't she? We got enough mass to free that with the pickup. Because, it's like absolutely full of milk. I think we might have to save that for later and concentrate on finishing the job. Yeah, I have to come back to that. She royally messed that up. But I need to feed the coos because I think, they're not quite, but they've pretty much eaten everything they've got in stock. So I'll deal with that off camera. Because I'm worried I might have to mess about with resetting it and then F12ing the milk back in and all sorts of fun stuff. So, yeah. But that's a job for probably another day at this point because I don't feel like faffing around with it tonight. So let's drop that. Let's go get some. We can now get some lights on. Let's get some. Get rid of that. Get Bale spike. You're going to want to move, buddy. Get the tractor. Get all of its lights on. We don't want the baler. So we've learned auto drive. Bad idea. We will throw in a few bags of mineral feed. And grab a bale of hay. I'm tempted. Do I want to do 2 bales of hay? That would probably be too much. Moment. Let's do an bale. And I found that as long as I have something in the mixer, the problem of it dropping through has gone away. He says, not confidently. No, it's going up. Awesome. Right, let's drop that there. Well, skewer it in the straw bale. Grab the bucket. Out the way, buddy. You are going to get yourself hurt, mate. Go grab some potatoes. And fill it up with silage. So the thing to do is not do what I accidentally did last time and scoop the potatoes and then leave the bucket full. We need to do about that. That's about the maximum we want. 1800 litres is the absolute maximum we can have. We can have 10%. Any more than that and we are in trouble. Well, we don't get TMR. So yeah, we're in trouble. Well, that's messy. That's messy. There we go. I think that bale's gone in now, so we just top it up with some silage. How much silage have we got left in here? Not a lot. Not a lot, because we're using about 25,000 litres a day, I think. So it's like 4 days worth of silage there before we're into the bales. So it's a good job we actually got a load of bales off of there. We might end up having to change the ratio to be more hay heavy once we're into just bales. But yeah, we're using about 3 mixers worth a day. I really do want to upgrade the mixer, but I don't know if we can afford it at the moment, so something we'll just have to look at in time, particularly before March and the tax man cometh. So yeah, we want about 2,000 litres now. Well, we actually just don't. We're going to need to top it up completely full. But yeah, you can see we're using a decent amount of feed now. We will be able to reduce it a little bit because we're going to get rid of the calves at some point. There we go. So yeah, you will have seen it just change to TMR as we became full because of the 10% thing on the potatoes. Yeah, we'll bang a bunch of food in there. They've got plenty of straw still. They're good for that. As are these guys, their slurry is okay. Our problem is just manure. And we just need a way of processing that, really. So for now, we just have a bit of an issue we're going to have to deal with. And for now, folks, that's going to be it. So I'm going to get these cows all fed. I'm going to go rescue the trailer through means. And I'll see you next time for carrot harvesting. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Comments, questions, suggestions are below, and I'll see you all next time.